373. Oh no.
Hello YouTube and welcome to my channel. I put together a video series on repairing power running boards. These are off of a 2011 F150 Platinum. You can see I have it disassembled here. It's the driver's side. You can see the wear on the running board itself in the picture. The brackets are in fine shape along with the motor and everything else. The only thing is the bushings have worn out and they become corroded and cause a lot of friction, so the running boards don't deploy and don't retract as they should. This happens sooner than later in northern climates where we have snow and salt. Southern climates, I'm sure they last quite a bit longer.
We'll go handheld here a second so I can show you this a little better. Get my shadow out of the way. These pins here, shadow's still in the way. They're stainless steel pins that run through. There's 4 on this one here, 4 on each of them actually. On the front ones, I think the motor axe is one of the shafts, and that's a bigger 5/8 diameter. These are 3/8 diameter. So the bushings are sandwiched in between. The pin slides through these ears. The bushings are pressed into these ears, and the bushing inside here is snug. That's where the press comes. The free movement is on the ears and the bushings. Bushings are, they appear to be like copper, almost a screen-like material that has plastic embedded in them. See if I can show this one. That's the small one. They have a flange that goes in between the ear and the inner section. Here's a bigger one. Real thin shoulder, real thin material. The plastic material that creates low friction is gone. It's just pretty much the metal left here. And this is a stainless steel rod. I cleaned this one up. 3/8 diameter, actually a 1/2 thou under 3/8. And there's also these bushings, I guess a grommet, that has a center piece of tubing to keep it from collapsing. These go onto the front brackets where the motor mounts and creates an attachment that's, I guess, allows a little bit of vibration dampening, is my guess. So, long story short, these pins need to be pressed out and the bushings replaced. There's a guy on eBay that sells the replacement bushings, but they're an aftermarket, and the size must not be perfect because it tells you to take a Dremel and slice it at a certain point to allow it to press in. That tells me they're oversized and not really appropriate. What I found on McMaster Car is some bronze bushings, oil impregnated bronze bushings that have the correct ID 3/8 for the shaft, and then 5/8 for, I go over here, this is the motor, and the diameter of that shaft is 624.5. So 5/8, half thou under 5/8. So with the McMaster carb bushings, they will give me the correct inner diameter, and then I just have to work on the outer diameter, which I'll make a temporary mandrel and do them all at the same time. They have a little bit thicker shoulder, which shouldn't be an issue. I can always thin it down, or I could alter the bracket slightly right here. Could take a little bit off of the inner bracket to give it a little more clearance, but I think there's plenty of clearance as it stands right now. Pressing them out is going to be a little tricky because holding them, you have to make sure that you don't put any undue stress on these ears or you'll crack it. And you'll have to buy another bracket or another used set, try to find one. Okay, so I'm going to get set up on the press and kind of walk you through that. See if we can get the pins pressed out of this one rear bracket for the passenger side. Just to get it moving, I'll use a punch eventually, but I want to get it moving with something a little more substantial. Get it set here. Okay. Started to move, but not the pin. The pin's stuck in there. Okay. I'm gonna add a little heat. Let's start moving. Okay, that's as far as I'm going with that. Where I need to mount this press down. It warps as soon as you put any load on it. There we go. To look into this press, I think it's low on fluid or it has a leak. This is just a piece of round stock that not sure what it was for, but I just turned it down to where it's just under 3/8, so it'll slide through there. So there's one out. Now I have to figure out how to set up for this next one. pushing rod looks vertical. I see that it's sitting on the back end of the shaft, but this looks pretty vertical. It's not taking a whole lot of force. I'll help it along by giving a little more heat again. Try to make it as easy on it as I can. There. I'm sure half of you guys watching are probably screaming at the screen saying, why don't you do it this way? Well, I guess I had to just sit back and think about it for a second. Sometimes it's crazy. The solution's so simple, yet you can't see it. Okay, I didn't have steel laying around, but I had some hard maple, which is the next best thing. Yep. Nice. Okay. See how straight that looks in two directions. Yeah. It's a little crooked, but not too bad. And the stainless is, I don't know what grade it is, but it seems to be pretty good. Okay, well, that's 1 out of 4. Gotta repeat this procedure that many more times. Push this out. There. Now, gotta get these bushings out. Yes, I should probably use the press for that too, but I don't want to put pressure on these wings. Maybe I'll do this with a punch and grab it in the vise so I can grab these ears, wings, ears, whatever. Squeeze these in the vise so I'm not putting the load down on this corner. I could see that ear snapping right off, being cast aluminum. Okay, we'll set up for that. Give it a shot like this. Just slipping right on top. The ear is supported by the jaws. And I'll use a punch. Let's see if I can catch the edge here. Yep, there's one. There's, well, part of it. There we go. 2. Does not want to catch that edge. Okay, 3 out of 4. Okay, had to change the battery. It's one of the bushings. They look okay, but all the plastic, it's like a Teflon coating, is all worn away. So really what you have is the copper base. Copper or maybe brass. It looks more copper to me. Okay, so 4 out. Now, this one's a little different, so I'm going to have to grab this like I originally was talking about. A little pressure here. It's tapered, so Okay, so all the pins are pushed out. All the bushings are pushed out, punched out. I have the pins cleaned up and go over some of my notes here on sizes. See if I can get you guys to where you can see it here. Yeah, you should be able to see that. Okay, grab a pencil for a pointer. What I found by actually measuring the holes in the brackets, not measuring these, but the smaller ones, the hole in the bracket is 456 thousandths, best I can measure. And it's 415 thousandths to the shoulder, which when I buy the bushings, they're going to be a little longer, and I'll trim them back. And it has about a 50 to 60 thousandths shoulder on it. And these are just pressed or stamped. It actually, that's probably 20 thousandths, but it has a radius here. And then the larger one measures on the hole, the bore, 712 thousandths. And same, 415 and 50 thou. That's what I'm accounting for. So, that McMaster car, also these grommets, 7/16 overall, 13/16 wide, 1/2 inch between here and here, and an 8mm bolt goes through here. So what I found on McMaster's was this here, the grommet first. It's pretty close. It says for a 9/16 hole. The hole is actually a little bit smaller than that, which is good. It'll make for a tight fit. 3/16 material. Okay, dog's going nuts. Where was I? Okay, grommet. Looks like it's going to work. Now it has a sleeve inside here, which I figure is just a tube to keep it from crushing too easily. It's pretty thin, so I found this alloy steel tube with a 28 thousandths wall, a 3/8 OD. And it's going to put it, I don't know, around 315, 320 ID, which an 8mm bolt should just fit through there nicely. So I'll just cut these down with the tubing cutter or whatever to the width I need. And I should make up more than enough. And then as far as the bushings, this is the larger one for the 5/8 shaft. So it has a 5/8 ID and has a 3/4 OD, and it's 1/2 inch long. The length I can trim back, and the OD I'm gonna have to machine back to around 7/12 when I press fit, so play around with that. And then the same for the smaller one. It's for a 3/8 inch shaft diameter and 1/2 inch ID on the housing, and it's 456, so that one will also have to be shaved down a little bit. And I have to make some mandrels to trim these down on the lathe. Actually, I can do that while I'm waiting for these to arrive. I'll just leave the mandrels slightly oversized, so when I chuck them back up and give them a little cleanup to the right size, they'll be concentric again. So that'll probably be the next step. Other than that, I need to clean up these brackets still. I don't know how much I'm going to clean them up. Maybe just give them a little degreasing. That should be about all it really needs. And when the parts come in from McMaster, I can actually start the assembly after machining down the bushings. I forgot to mention that these are Oilite, it's bronze Oilite. It's pretty much what's recommended for stuff like this. When I'm not recording, I have it's just one of those cheap rock tumblers from Harbor Frieght. What I do is I put my nuts and bolts inside one of the containers. You can put a little bit of sand in there, and then some WD-40 or oil, and let it run for a few hours, and it really knocks that rust off. A lot faster than some sort of ultrasonic cleaner. It gets, I'd say, 75% of it back into good shape, and then some of the really stubborn stuff you can just take it over to the wire wheel when it's done. But it seems to work pretty good for me. And of course, with all the miscellaneous hardware I have in this shop of mine, I cannot find any flathead machine screws around 1/4 20, 5/16 18. So I'll just have to deal with that when I come to it. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me when rotary phase converter's going, lathes going. If not, I guess it doesn't really matter that much. You can figure it out. And I'm going to get rid of this chuck and just run the collet. Three-quarter collet. This is, I think it's 12L14, I believe. It has some lead in it. I'll also use up some of this. Not too tight still. Jeez. There we go. Okay, I'm going to turn on the converter. Shouldn't be too bad. So we'll start with the larger one in case I mess up. I can always turn it down to the smaller diameter. I'm going to set it up for 3/4. You boys being good. Guys, go on, go play. Go on, outside. Go play. Okay. So actually it's 5/8. Yeah, it's 5/8. This is 3/4. Let's take a cut. 15,030 off 725 or 750. We're gonna have to take 125. So 60 off, 62.5 off the diameter. Split that in two. Let's do 30. It's 31. I think I said that wrong, but I'm sure you understand what I'm doing. It's 3/4 material, rough 3/4, and I want finish at 620, 625, 624.5, technically. This only has to be, doesn't have to be very long. So let's check that now. Just check it real quick with my calipers. Let's see, 0. That's 685. So 685, I want 625. That's another 60 thou. So yeah, 30, another 30 in. Let's go 25 and leave a little bit. No, let's just go 20. Now let me get my mic. This needs to be pretty accurate. Not real accurate, but the better I make it now, the easier it'll be later. So let's see. Maybe somewhere around here. At 646, it looks like. 625, 645, 646 light. Let's just double check that with this for idiot check. Should be close to 646 light. 645.5. Okay. And 646, I want to go another 21.5, really. So let's zero this again. 21.5. 10.5 would be 21. 10.8 would be 21.6. That's going to put it really close right there. And with the deflection in the material and the tool, let's see what happens. See where it wound up. Uh, 624 and 3/10. Yeah, 2/10 under. 624 and 3/10. Let's probably say 624. Oop. Set that down. No. 624.5. Yeah, 624.5. That's that's what I want. But this one here, 624 and 3/10. So 2/10, pretty good. Yeah, 624. Maybe it's yeah, it's 624 and 3/10. Just light of that. Good. Okay, that's that one. Now let's get this out of the way. I need to drill that. You guys outside, go on. Okay, let's just do 5/16, 18. Let me get my chart here. Don't know it by heart. Okay, so here's 1/4 20, 5/16, 18. That's an F drill bit, which is just over 1/4. I think if we go 17/64, we'll be fine. This doesn't have to be a real tight fit. Yeah, 17/64. I think that's right. No, I think I used 9/32 on that. Let's do it 9/32. Like I say, it doesn't have to be super tight, and I don't want to fight the tap. This piece already had a center hole in it. Probably isn't concentric, but again, it's not rocket science. That's pretty good. So I need to go in, let's see, this plus a little bit. Let's go in 1 inch. So I'll start there. 100, 200, 3. Okay. Oh, you know what? I just thought of I messed up. You know, these collets are really close though. I'm thinking it won't be concentric when I put it back in, but boy, it probably will be. Yeah, I guess I can cut it off right there. Leave it a little long. Yeah, can't believe I did that. Let's see, I'll cut it about good 2 inches. Let's make it, let me get my scale. Okay. This is going to be loud, so I'm going to mute this on my end. It's that Porta band. It's extremely loud. Works good. Okay, I'm just going to turn this over here. Which way it's going? This way. A little below center. Okay, so now this needs to be tapped. You save the tapping. Let's go ahead and get this one going. This one we need to finish at 374.5, just under 3/8. We'll get a dimension here. See how close we're getting. It's probably around 7/16, 4/3 something. 4/8, a little bigger than I thought. 4/8.5. See what this says. $485, just under, maybe a tenth under 485. Through that, 375 would be 110. So 55 in. We'll take that in 2 cuts. We'll do 35 and 20. I wonder if that's going to be. Let's cut this a little deeper. Okay. Should be 40 over. 415 roughly. 414. So let's get it accurate. Yeah, 414 heavy. About 2/10 under 415. So 375. 25 and 15 is 40. Yeah. We'll go in another 19. One. Kind of messed up there. Hopefully I don't need to go anymore. Yeah, 377.5. Got a little over 378 and 2/10. 378 and 2/10. What did this say? 377.5. $378. Okay. So I'm like 3 or 4/10 over, huh? Yeah, 378 and 2/10. So three and 2/10. How am I going to do that? I got to take 1.5 thou. Heavy. Well, there's that would be 3 and 2/10 right there, and that should bring me to 375. But then I need another 1/2 thou under. So let's go another 2/10. 1.16, 1.8. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, that's the wrong math there. I don't know what I did there. I just messed up. Oh, I know what I did. Damn. Okay, start over. What I did is I moved this. I retracted this when I finished the edge. You'll see it in the video if you go back, and that just made me lose my spot. That's okay. We'd do it, figure it out. Rookie mistake. I'm not a machinist. Hey, it just went right back under. Jeez. Oh man, missed it by 10 thou. 9 thou. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay. Someone wants me to get rid of this piece. Yeah. That's not how you do it. Matter of fact, I have some 1/2 inch stock over here. That would work pretty good. Maybe I want the rigidity of the heavier stock. Can't remember what I got this for. I think I traded somebody for it. Okay, let's try this for the third time here. $373. Oh no. Should have been 374.5. What happened? $373. Okay. Glad I can edit this out. Pretend that never happened. Here we go.